Most people think they understand Sigma males, but the truth is, they don't. What the world sees is a quiet, mysterious man who moves differently from everyone else. But behind that silence exists a level of psychology most people aren't ready to face. Sigma males don't just act differently, they think differently, feel differently, and respond to the world in ways that can be unsettling, powerful, and extremely unpredictable. This video will take you deep inside the dark psychology of the Sigma male. The traits people misunderstand, the habits that make them intimidating, and the mental patterns that create their quiet but dangerous presence. If you stick till the end, you'll understand why Sigma males are so hard to control, why people often fall for them unintentionally, and why the world secretly fears a man who cannot be influenced. The first thing to understand is that a Sigma male's silence is not emptiness, it's calculation. While most people talk to be heard, the Sigma male stays quiet to observe, analyze, and store information. He reads human behavior the way others read books. He notices micro-expressions, tone changes, energy shifts, and hidden intentions. This ability gives him a psychological edge, the kind that makes manipulators nervous, fake people uncomfortable, and liars exposed without him saying a word. His silence forces people to reveal themselves, and that alone is a dark form of power. Another layer of Sigma psychology lies in emotional detachment. Sigma males feel deeply, but they don't depend on anyone emotionally. They don't cling, they don't beg for attention, and they don't fall into traps of validation. This independence makes them unpredictable, because you cannot control someone who doesn't need your approval. And this is exactly why people get frustrated when dealing with Sigma males. You can't guilt trip them, you can't manipulate them with silence, and you can't drag them into unnecessary emotional drama. They simply walk away because their peace matters more than any relationship or situation. But the darkest part of Sigma psychology is their ability to detach instantly. Most people need days, weeks, or months to move on from betrayal or disappointment. Sigma males can emotionally disconnect in minutes. Once their trust is broken, once their boundaries are crossed, they don't explode. They disappear. And that silent withdrawal is far more powerful than anger. It's a psychological shock. People don't understand how someone can go from being intensely connected to completely distant so quickly, but that's the Sigma way. They switch off their emotional access without warning. Their independence also creates a kind of mystery that people can't decode. While others overshare, the Sigma shares almost nothing. He protects his thoughts, his plans, his fears, and his dreams. People sense depth in him, but they can't figure out what's going on in his mind. This lack of emotional visibility makes him incredibly magnetic. Humans are naturally drawn to mystery, and Sigma males embody that mystery fully. People chase them, try to impress them, try to understand them, and the more they try, the more curious they become. Another dark aspect is how Sigma males react to lies, fakeness, and manipulation. They don't confront it immediately, they observe. They analyze, they wait, and then they respond in a way that completely disarms the other person. Sometimes they remove themselves, sometimes they mirror behavior, sometimes they give someone exactly enough space to expose their own intentions. Their intelligence isn't loud, it's strategic. Sigmas also have a coldness that shows up when they are pushed too far. They don't argue for dominance because they don't care about winning in front of people, but they do care about truth. And when pushed, they speak in calm, sharp sentences that cut deeper than shouting ever could. Their words become weapons, precise, brutal, and unforgettable. This emotional control makes them extremely difficult to overpower. But perhaps the darkest part of the Sigma male's mind is his ability to remain unaffected by societal rules. He doesn't follow trends, he doesn't obey group pressure, and he doesn't shape himself to fit social expectations. This makes him a threat. People can't predict him, systems can't control him, and society can't mold him. Sigma males operate on their own code, and that independence gives them a power that frightens those who depend on the crowd. They don't chase success to impress others. They pursue it for themselves. They don't build connections out of fear of being alone. They choose relationships carefully, valuing loyalty over everything. At the same time, they aren't afraid of solitude. In fact, they recharge in it. When the world becomes too loud, too fake, or too dramatic, the Sigma male retreats into isolation, not as an escape, but as a strategy to return stronger, sharper, and even more self-controlled. This psychological blueprint is rare, and that rarity makes Sigma males feel like an anomaly in a world dominated by attention seekers and approval hunters. They move in silence, attract without trying, intimidate without confrontation, and influence without speaking. That combination, quiet confidence, emotional independence, mental strength, and strategic observation, creates a man who is far more powerful than he appears. And this is why the Sigma male's psychology is considered dark. Not because he is dangerous in a harmful way, but because his presence exposes what others try to hide. His silence reveals truth. His independence threatens control. His depth exposes superficiality, and his strength highlights the weakness of those who depend on constant validation. This is the mind of the Sigma male. Unseen, unpredictable, quietly dominant, and completely untouchable.